Would you like to discover a secret training method the world's best strength coaches use to get their athletes stronger real fast? Then this video is for you, because today you'll learn about cluster training for maximal strength development, a method nobody else talks about in the hockey training world. For an intro into this topic, check out my previous video on cluster training for muscle growth. The card will show up here. In one sentence, the point of cluster sets is to perform more repetitions than usual, thanks to taking mini breaks between your reps. If that sounds confusing, I'll give you an example. Let's say your 5 rep max in the squat is 315 pounds. Instead of doing 5 reps in a row, rack the bar after every 2 reps and take a 30-second breather. You'll get 6 reps in, maybe even 7. So now you can complete 1 or 2 extra reps over your normal performance at 315. What's that gonna do? You'll get stronger. Strength clusters are best done in a strength peaking phase, so later in the off season. You could also do them in season in a max strength block. I'll cover programming basics in a minute, so stay tuned. Once again, as is the case with many of the training tips I share on this channel, this method isn't for weaklings. Just like I said in my half squat video, which you can check out here, you must have a strength base in place before you attempt clusters. Otherwise, you're not going to get much out of them. This is a nervous system intensive method. You must have great lifting technique at high loads and also the mental and physical ability to grind a heavy weight. 2 things beginners and weak guys don't have. 2 of my favorite strength cluster setups include 3x2 and 5x1. In the first, you take your 5RM, which is around 85% of your 1 rep max. Without going off on a tangent here, for some people, their 5RM can be over 90%, and others it could be 80%. There's too much individual variance to give you a specific number, so don't get hung up on the exact percentage. Use your 5RM, and that's it. Do 2 reps, rest 30 seconds, do 2 more reps, rest 30 seconds again, then perform 2 reps one more time to wrap up the cluster. After which, you'll rest between 4 and 5 minutes before your next set. In most cases, you would do 3 clusters in a workout. In season, you could do just 2 sets to keep volume in check. The 5x1 cluster is similar. Pick a 4RM weight and perform 5 singles, resting 30 seconds between each effort. Again, 3 clusters per workout in the off season. In season, 2 is fine. At this point, I gotta emphasize something in case it wasn't obvious so far. By taking interset rests, you're able to increase your training volume in 2 ways. In a 3x2 cluster, you do 6 total reps with a weight you normally use for 5 reps. Meaning what? More volume. Or looked at another way, you do 6 total reps at a higher percentage of your 1RM. If your 5RM is 315 pounds, then your 6RM is around 305. But in a 3x2 cluster, you hit 6 reps at 315. Again, you're racking up more volume. And more volume at a high intensity, within reason, leads to gaining more strength. For strength clusters, the best exercises are the classic multi-joint movements that you can load heavy. Squats, deadlifts, bench presses, weighted chin-ups, and dips. You could also do hang power cleans or hang power snatches. For these Olympic lift variations, I recommend lengthening your mini breaks from 30 seconds to 45 seconds. This extra time allows your nervous system to recover more, so you'll stay explosive throughout the entire cluster. In addition to building more strength, another major benefit of clusters is that you get to practice your setup over and over. This is why I said you have to have a fair amount of experience onto the bar to take full advantage of clusters. The best lifters in the world still work on their technique every day. It's a never-ending process. What clusters allow you to do is practice your setup and technique more often than regular sets, because you're setting up for multiple singles or doubles in one workout. Just do the math. A 5x1 deadlift cluster done 3 times in a single session means 15 opportunities to nail your foot position, your hand placement, your back angle, really pushing your feet through the floor to get the bar moving, focusing on bringing the hips through for a strong lockout. By repeating this process over and over and trying little tweaks to find your optimal floor is how you become a technically solid lifter. One more reason why the athletes I train like clusters a lot is this. When you're an explosive athlete in a sport like ice hockey, High reps are your kryptonite. Guys just don't like repping out. But if you break a longer set into smaller chunks of 1 or 2 reps, suddenly they enjoy it. 1 or 2 quality reps, rack the bar, take a few breaths, focus on your next mini set, repeat. That's just an enjoyable way to lift. If your training is in a rut and you need a new stimulus to unstuck yourself, give cluster training a go. I'm sure you'll dig it. For a complete discussion on cluster sets for strength and size, read Chapter 17 on advanced training methods in my book, Strength Training for Ice Hockey. It's up for grabs at hockeystrengthbook.com. Check it out right now. Thanks for watching. If you want more great training and nutrition tips like this, then hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video.